Mutt Lange and the 7-minute rule. Next on Music Surgery with me, Dr. Bob. Hey, you guys, quickly before we get started, please hit the subscribe button and ring the bell. And don't forget to check out the Doctor's Lounge, my store, and the links to some great samples below in the description of this video. So, as creative people, there aren't many rules we really need to follow, as it's generally whatever sounds best wins. But here's an example followed by 2 rules that I follow in every song that I work on. Watch this. All right, you guys, really good stuff. Again, this week, I'm going to show you a technique, and then I'm going to get into the 7-minute rule. So this technique will apply to that and the concept of that. So let me play you this. Okay, so we have a verse, and the artist asked me to turn the lead vocal up in the verse. And as we know, we're in the service industry as musicians, producers, and engineers and mixers. So, happily, mix tweaks are as important as mixing itself, because you have to have a great attitude about it. You have to have a great listening ear, but we're going to get into all that. So I know as a producer and a mixer that I've got the vocal in the place that I know that it needs to be. And one way I know that is when it transitions from the verse to the pre to the chorus, the lead vocal is always at the same level of the track. The lead vocal, we most of the time want it to be the focus, the focal point of most of the kinds of music that I do: rock, pop, country, whatever, film, TV. So something tells me this one's gonna last, 'cause you and me are number one smash. Your love's like my favorite way. I just hit play, thinking of all you, brings me back to you, it helps. Number one smash. Your love's like my favorite way. I just hit play. So those all feel to me like the vocal is sitting at the right spot in relation to the music underneath it. So I don't want to raise the lead vocal. But obviously, many, many, many times, it's not what an artist says, it's what they mean. So I know, obviously, she wants her lead vocal out front, or more legible, or more of a focus point in the verse. So normally, most of us would say, well, can you turn up the lead vocal? But since I have the lead vocal where I want it in the entire scheme of the song, that means that let me turn some things down that could be competing with it. One of those things could be the acoustic guitar that has some brightness up there and could be in that range. So let me turn those down. And I've got a banjo here. Let me turn that down. Same kind of frequency range or whatever. And I've also got a tambourine. And even though it's hard to see, it's there. So let me turn that down and see where I'm at with that. Whenever you're away, I just hit play, thinking of all the memories with you, baby. Okay, so we've already are pretty much there. Now, one thing I want to take a look at is I've got 4 acoustic guitars. There's 2 guitar parts
This mic the body of the acoustic. This one mic the neck of the acoustic. Same thing on the other side. So one thing I see I have here is I have a banjo, and it's on the right side. So one thing I could do is I could find my acoustic guitar on the right side and turn it down even more and give my banjo a little more room to still poke out, because these are both would be somewhat competing on the right side, but leaving the acoustic guitar on the left side where it needs to be. Let me see what that does.
Whenever you're away, I just hit play, thinking of all the memories with you, baby. Only thing that saves me. Something tells me this one's gonna last.
Much better. I'm getting a good even distribution of the string instruments on the left and the right side, and I got them all out of the way of the lead vocal. And this tambourine really meant nothing in the... I don't need a 16th tambourine part in that verse. The verse still seems like it's propelling nicely. Now, so I've sent. This is what I did to the track. I'm recreating what I did to the track to show you, and the tweak worked perfectly. Now, why does the thumbnail on this video say Mutt Lange and the 7-minute rule? Well, I've combined two rules to make one, and this represents one of the things I'm talking about. And it's artist tweaks, whether it's in the production process, the writing process, the mixing process. Mutt Lange will try anything. He'll say, I don't know, let's try it. Let's see what it sounds like. I don't know, could be a good idea. We won't know until we try. And then also combined with that, there is a writer, producer, player named CJ Vanston. And he came up with something very similar to that, the mindset of that, called the 7-minute rule. Whereas he says, like for instance, I could sit around and talk and argue with the artist, hey, your vocal's in the right spot, I can hear every word, there's no problem here, or put in any discrepancy that you and the artist may have with the track. They may say, well, I think we need to cut that verse in half or whatever. And you could sit with an artist and say, well, no, it's great, trust me, whatever. But what the 7-minute rule is you can almost try any move, mix move, writing move, production move, in 7 minutes to see if it sounds better, makes a difference in a positive way, rather than all sit in a room and talk about it for 20 or 30 minutes, why it's a good idea and why it's not a good idea. Same with Mutt. Hey, I don't know, let's try. It might work. I might make it better. Really, no one knows until you try. I wouldn't know that vocal sounded better unless I tried to carve away a few things around it. So what this does is it exhausts every idea that you can think of, because if you have 10 ideas and 5 of them are bad, but 5 of them worked, then you're making the song better. And that's really all our goal, to make the sound better. The other thing it does, which is very important, is we're all hired by someone to do what we do. If you're a producer, an engineer, a writer, a mixer, in a band. So someone else is always writing our paycheck. And on a human level, and on an artist level, and on a business level, what happens when you come to the situation with a spirit of experimentation and listening? You're giving other people in the room the benefit to express their feeling and their emotion and their ideas. And that makes them feel valued. Just like when someone says to me, I don't know, Bobby, try that. That could be really cool. My I feel valued because I'm heard. And if my idea is great, then it makes the song better. Everybody's happy. It's a win-win-win. If my idea isn't better, most of the time we've wasted 7 minutes. We're back to where we started, and I still feel valued. Same way with an artist. Let the artist express themselves. Hey, it's their record. They're the ones paying us. It's their picture on the cover. They're the ones going to sell it. So little things like this, mix tweaks, writing ideas, production ideas, whatever. Remember that Mutt Lange always says, I don't know, let's try it. Could be great. And remember the 7-minute rule that C.J. Vanston came up with. Hey, it's a lot better to take 7 minutes and try this and see what happens rather than sit around for 20 or 30 to argue about it. If it's a better or worse idea. Two great things to keep in mind. And the other thing to keep in mind, when someone says they want something louder, if you instinctively know that it's at the place in the track, then it needs to be, carve things out around it to give it the space it needs. Well, there you go. 2 great rules to work by and basically to live by. Value other people's opinions, and they'll value yours too. Hey, what's wrong with that? Thanks as always for watching. Give me some comment love and a thumbs up below, and hit me at drbobmusicsurgery@gmail.com if you want to say hello or you want me to work on your music. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see you the next time the doctor's in.